Hello, welcome to Property Nomads. Welcome to 2024, and we're going to go through our massive predictions for this year. And to do that, I'm joined by Marc Champ of Wharf Financial. Mark, how are you?
Very good, thank you, and Happy New Year to you.
Yes, likewise. Happy New Year. We'll always never know when to stop saying that, but we'll say it. We'll say it anyway. And Mark, just a massive thank you for your hard work in the background here, because we will go through predictions. We won't go through everyone's predictions, but you have compiled quite a lot of people from a lot of different lenders to give their opinions on what they think is going to happen this year. So we will go. Uh, we will go through them, but thank you for taking the time to help to compile that. But before we go through predictions, one of the first things I've noticed right at the start of the year was that certain lenders have started to reduce their mortgage rates. Everyone's getting a little bit excited as a result. But has there been any other market news your end? Anything you want to bring to the forefront before we go through the predictions?
The rates are going in the right direction. There's a lot of positivity about. We've seen a lot of activity in people, new people coming to the market and thinking it's the right time, and other people finally getting off the hands that they've been sitting on for so long. And it's been good. I think last time we met, I said September, October, November had been very slow. And I've been talking to other brokers, and they've all said they've had the worst ever year last year, just really, really tough. Not a lot of things going through. And a lot of them said it went on in December as well, but we found December really busy. We found a lot of it picked up, but then coming back in January, it's picked up even more. It's been really encouraging. We've got a lot of people asking questions about what's going on, as opposed to people just like, no, we're not doing anything, we can't see anything positive. So that's been really good. We, like you said, we've seen rates come down every day. I find myself doing a social media post saying the rates have dropped, or there's a new product, or whatever it may be. So that's great. And the other thing, we're expecting base rate to come down at some point soon. Goldman Sachs believed the base rate would come down, probably start coming down in June, and then come down in 25% or 0.25% increments. They've now said it should come down in May, so it's slightly earlier, and then they think it will settle around 3% by May 25. So hopefully it does do that, and it boosts the economy and avoids recession, and we're all happy, and we could do some more property investing.
Totally with you on that. It's always good to be out and about doing property investing and keeping your eyes open. And we've always said, regardless of what's going on, always keep your eyes open, because there's always opportunity. And again, it's by speaking with your network, liaising with brokers like yourself, and just being in that network and in that sphere of things will really help.
And you're right in saying that, and the opportunities are out there. Another stat that I saw was fixed charge receiverships increased by 75% in 2023. So that's a big jump, and that is fixed charge receiverships on commercial property. So there are commercial conversions people are looking at now, and you can do them because they're at a more affordable price. So I think there's definitely opportunities. There's ways to make money out there. It's just, sometimes taking the plunge and being a bit brave and getting on and doing it.
But if you do happen to come across that article, Mark, do send it to me, because I'd love to do a YouTube video on that, because that's important. Because we've said it multiple times last year that what is potentially going to happen in the commercial space in the next year or two that is really where the key opportunities are going to be, and people are going to make a lot of cash, a lot of cash.
And if you think it is different to the residential market as well, where residential was coming down the last 3 months of the year. Prices increased for residential properties, and I think in 2023, the increase was overall 1.7%, and it actually beat the expectation of where people thought it would be. So residential does seem to be creeping up still, and the average house price is at 282,000 now, whereas commercial seems to be going the other way. So yeah, like you said, it'll be good to do some more work on that and see how we can maximize the opportunity.
And just quickly go back to interest rates before we go through these predictions. As usual, a lot of people out there talking about a lot of different things. It is very important to note, even though and I quote this in bunny ears, that the Bank of England and the Federal Reserve are not political. Both countries have elections this year, so that will be very interesting to look at as well, how much each respective government is pushing the buttons of the Bank of England and the Federal Reserve respectively, just to make sure that there's not too much pain for the consumer this year. So watch that space as well. So moving on to these predictions, again, thank you for taking your time to compile this. So what we've got here, we've basically, or Marc has gone around and asked 6 questions for things that may or may not happen this year. And again, there's a selection of people from a selection of lenders that have contributed as well. We're not going to go through everyone's individual predictions. We're just going to be looking at the ones that Marc and I have put down. And the reason for this is we thought it'd just be nice to have a bit of healthy competition and something that's just a little bit more manageable come the end of the year, as in we can look at who's got a better Mystic Meg vibe about them. So Marc put these questions together as well, actually. So thank you for that. So 2024 predictions. Let's start with question 1, and that is: will inflation be up, down, or the same? Marc, what do you think is going to happen this year?
So I said it would be down. I think, where is it, 3.7% or something at the moment?
Yes, I believe so, yeah.
Yeah, so I think, yeah, it will come down slightly. I think to get it under 2% is going to be a bit of a struggle still, especially if rates do come down as well. So I think it will come down, but not in the big decreases that we've seen so far.
And I've gone the opposite direction, although I think I might be a year too early, because normally what happens with inflation is it will pop up and then it will sometimes dip, and then you get a secondary bout of inflation that's normally worse than the first. Now, I think that might happen this year, so I have put up, but out of the 10 to 15 people, other people that have participated in this, most of them believe that the inflation rate will be down this year. So it's fair to say, Marc, you've got some serious backing there. Most people agree with you. The second question was: will the Bank of England base rate be up / the same / down by under 1%, or down by more than 1% at the end of 2024? Current base rate is 5.25%, I believe, at the time of recording. I reckon it will go up, but then that goes in line with my inflation theory that I've just said. But Marc, you think something different?
Yeah, I've said it'll go down. As per my comments a few moments ago, the Goldman Sachs suggesting it's going to go down. Yeah, I'm thinking it's going to go down more. We've not seen a decrease in the base rate for quite a while now, and I think it will come back down as inflation is eased. I think we're going to see it by the end of the year by just 1% or just over.
And then that goes with the consensus of what people have said as well. And it seems to be quite split between a couple of people saying that it will go down by more than 1%, and a few people saying that it should go down by under 1%. I've had someone comment that it will be the same. I think I'm the only person that says it's going to go up. So again, I hope with my predictions I'm actually wrong. These are things I don't want to be right about, because that means we're in a lot of a much worse place. So I hope I'm in the wrong here. So again, the consensus there is on your side, Marc. And the third one that's made a lot of people grimace just as the thought of it. But who will be Prime Minister on Christmas Day 2024?
So I've said Keir Starmer. I think the Conservative Party, there's been too much damage done, and I think that's the way that people will vote. That'll be the overall majority going that way. So, what do you think?
Completely agree with you. I think it'll be Keir Starmer. I think anything less than a Labour majority, and then it would be not criminal, but it would be something's gone wrong in this country if it's not a Labour majority. And I'm not saying that from a position of that's what I want, but as you've highlighted, if we look at everything that the Conservatives have done or haven't done in the last 10 to 12 years, it's I think people are ready for a change. So most people say Keir Starmer as well. I do like one of the comments. Someone put nobody we've elected, which I thought was quite good. But
Yeah.
yes, most people are saying Keir Starmer as well. Question number 4. Will the average UK house price have increased, stayed the same, or decreased by the end of 2024? We've both put increase for this. Mark, why do you think that would be the case?
Because I don't know a time of when it hasn't happened. So it always increases, doesn't it? You look at the graph throughout history from the 1960s upwards, it's year on year increase. I can't see it going the other way. I think, yeah, like I said, commercial may dip a little bit, but house prices, I think they're going to go up. And you still see people competing over houses. It's not like houses aren't selling. They're still shifting. So I think they're going to increase.
And that was my reasoning as well, to be honest, is that inflation is, as you said at the time of recording, 3.7%, if they're the figures that you want to believe. And yeah, just in general, that's how it works at the moment.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're both in the same ballpark there. This one, without going down rabbit holes or conspiracy theories, again, this was another great question. Who will be the president of the United States on Christmas Day in 2024? Mark, what do you think?
So I said Biden, but I think the only thing I'm thinking is there's a lot of states that are trying to stop Trump being able to be elected. So that sort of tells me that there's a good chance that it could happen. So I think Biden. However, I think it's not a foregone conclusion. Put it that way.
Yeah, my reasoning for putting Joe Biden is that I think it will be completely fudged, to be perfectly honest with you. I think there's a lot that goes on behind the scenes that we don't know about, and we probably don't want to know about, because it would just be so bonkers, it would be unbelievable. So yeah, it's not the answer I'd like to put down, but I like winning. I don't like losing. So I put down Joe Biden because I do think that somehow, whether they fudge it or whatever happens, that he'll be in charge. This one really split everyone, to be honest. A few people put Biden. A few people have put Trump. Someone, in fact, a couple of people have just put no idea. And I thought that's fair enough. To be fair, could be RFK Jr. To be fair, who knows? So that one really split it. And so just going back to the house prices, because I forgot to give you an analysis of that. Again, that looks relatively evenly split. People between increase and decrease. So that'll be fun to see what happens at the end of the year. And then for those of you who are sports inclined, you've got to put sports question in there. Who will win Euro 2024? And I'd love to be able to write England, and I should have more faith in my country. And I'm the only one that's written this country down. I've written Portugal. I just think that they will go on and win it. But Mark, you've put a different country, and who have you put and why?
Yeah, like you, I wanted to say England, but I've never, other than Le Tournoi, I've never seen them win anything. Um, so it's, and that's obviously the men's team. We've obviously seen the ladies and the under 21s now win tournaments,
Mhm.
but I just don't see them winning it because I don't think Southgate he's never won anything as a manager. And I think as a player, we were saying earlier that I think he's only won the League Cup, but somebody may want to fact check that. Um, so I've gone with France. I think Mbappe will want to prove a point because I think he's going to be just about to join Real Madrid then. And I think at the back they've got Panate, who I really rate, and I think they've just got so many attacking options, and they've got strength all over the park. And now they've got rid of a few of their show ponies like Pogba. I think they're going to be difficult to beat. I couldn't honestly say going into a match, England versus France, that I would expect England to beat France. Even though they're decent, I would still not believe. And your choice of Portugal, I couldn't see Portugal beating France. I,
Mm.
I can't, and that's all you can go on. And also, well, I suppose if you're looking at big tournament experience of going all the way, France have done it. Um, not there aren't that many countries in the Euros that will have won anything. Other than France, Portugal won something relatively recently, didn't they? It was not the last Euros before.
Yeah,
Is that right?
2016. Yeah, they beat
Yeah,
France in the final actually. Yeah.
yeah. So I don't think there's a lot of options. But yeah, I'll go with France. But I know on that list a lot of people have said England, haven't they?
Yeah, most people have put England. To be honest with you, and again, makes me feel a bit less patriotic than maybe I should be. Most people have put England. Someone's put Spain. Someone thinks Spain will go all the way. A couple of people have put France. I'm the only one that's put Portugal. Interestingly, yeah, no one has put Germany, even though they're hosting it. I appreciate they're not in best spell at the moment, but being a home nation normally does have
Yeah.
some weighting, but no, you are also in the minority. Most people have
Yeah.
put England.
And nobody's put Scotland, I bet.
No, believe it or not, no, no one has put down the Tartan army. Although I wouldn't be surprised if they beat Germany in the opening game.
Yeah, maybe. There's always an upset, isn't there, in the opening game?
Oh,
So
we will see what happens.
yeah, but it'll be interesting. It'll be a good tournament. I think it's good that it's happening in Germany. I think the crowds will be good, and yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, me too. I think it will be good fun, and of course, I sincerely hope that England bring home the trophy. I'm sure everyone, well, unless you don't like England, I'm sure most people would probably feel the same. I just think that, yeah, I agree with your pragmatism that France are the best team in Europe at the moment and they will take some stopping. Even though I've put down Portugal just because, yeah,
Why?
Ronaldo's
Why do you
Ronaldo.
think Portugal? What's the reason behind that?
So my reasoning on Portugal is, again, if you just look at the amount of attacking talent that they should be able to carve open anyone on any given day. But I believe their manager is a bit iffy. I think Portugal have got the same issue that England have got, where the team is there, but the manager doesn't play as attacking football or as expressive football as possible, which is also why a completely different tournament. I appreciate, and apologies to waffle on property predictions podcast. It's also why Egypt have got a lot of issues at the moment. If you look at Egypt's squad, man for man, obviously mighty Mo Salah and others, they should be really kicking some butt. But I believe their manager plays so conservatively that it costs them. So I think Portugal got the same issues in general, but yeah, I just
Hmm.
think that any given day, I just think they'll win it.
Okay, fair enough. Do you
That's
know what?
that.
Out of all the predictions I've heard, yours, I reckon you'll come bottom of our predictions league.
I reckon so as well. I mean, I'm looking forward to compiling them at the end of the year for sure. I
Yeah.
do think that what we'll do moving forwards is we'll have a very similar set of questions because it's
Yeah,
easier to monitor. And again, because we've had a lot of lender participation in this, it's always interesting to see what other people are saying that are in position of being in the financial industry. So the
yeah,
fact that there's so many different people are saying different things, I found quite fascinating, and I'm sure you have
yeah,
as well, looking at the
yeah.
spreadsheet.
I think so. And I think with your predictions, I think you'll either come rock bottom or you'll be a runaway leader.
Time will tell. We will find out. I hope that I'm not a runaway leader on it, because that means that I think a lot of bad things have happened internally in the country. So I kind of hope I'm completely rock bottom, but we'll see what happens. Mark, no, great stuff. Again, thank you for compiling all of that. I think we're in for a very interesting year, to say the least. Just as a reminder for those that might be listening for the first time, how do people contact you? How do people get hold of you if they would like to potentially do some work with you in the background?
So they can find us on social media at Wharf Financials with an S at the end, or they can email us at info@wharffinancial.co.uk.
Fantastic. And as usual, we will have them in the show notes, and look forward to catching up again in February.
Excellent. Thanks, Rob.